Good morning.
Good morning.
We lost Ms. Simpson. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't think you can hear us down in the jail, but we're all set.
Mr. Smith up yet or no?
There you go. I can see you now.
How you doing, Mr. Nelson, sir?
Morning. How are you today?
I'm doing good. We'll get you Smith, and then Mr. Brown is back in the other part of the jail. I'm gonna have to sign off, run back there and sign back on, okay?
Okay. And how about Mr. Cole?
Yep, we'll get you that too. We can do the first two, then I'll go back and do Brown lab.
I don't have a Smith.
I thought that's what you said. Let me get my list. I'll tell you who I got.
I have Williams, Brown, and Cole.
What are you getting for me, Steve? I'm getting Andrew Williams for the attorney. Well, I need for Nelson. Can you give me Cole? Yeah, we're gonna get you Mr. Cole. I'm sorry, the last officer didn't change the name.
No problem.
So we'll do Cole and then we'll do Williams. I'll sign off and then I'll go sign on with Brown. If that's okay with you, sir.
Works for me.
Cole.
So yeah, you know, we're short, so that's why I'm here. So
Glad to see you today.
good to see you too.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
good morning.
Morning.
The court spoke with Mr. Hall this morning. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to appear or not. Or do you want to proceed with the arraignment with the public defender, or do you want to wait and see if he's going to come in? It's now 5 minutes past when we told him we were going to start.
Is it gonna be much difference?
The public defender certainly can argue bond for you, no problem.
She can what?
They can argue bond for you, no problem. And they've already talked to you this morning too. So it's entirely up to you.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and he isn't here yet, you said?
Right. Yeah. When the court spoke to him this morning, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to make it or not. We sent him the link, but it's 5 minutes on and he hasn't shown up yet.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay. Appeal of State of Michigan versus Alex Cole, case number 19FB1707. The motion affidavit for violation of probation based on 2 positive tests for fentanyl on July 31st and August the 3rd, violation of no controlled substance condition of probation. Do you understand that, Mr. Cole?
Yeah, but I don't understand because I don't know how it got in my system.
Okay. Well, as you know from previous experiences, we'll have a hearing on that, and we'll hear more about it then. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Harris, are you addressing bond?
Yes, sir, I am. Amber here, student attorney, requesting permission to practice under Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Chief Public Defender Delphia Simpson.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in regards to bond, we are asking for a PR bond or a low cash bond as an alternative. I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Cole earlier this morning, and he did voice to me how about the positive screenings. He did say that he didn't have an issue with testing again. He also does have a few health conditions. He has a heart monitor, which he's on I think it's a pacemaker. He also has hip problems, and he has problems with his right foot and his right elbow. I know that he has different appointments that he's supposed to be at. I know he also has a appointment to meet with with one of his physicians this upcoming Friday to determine if he needs to have a hip replacement done or not. So for those reasons, we are asking for a low cash bond or a PR bond a PR bond or a low cash bond in the alternative.
Thank you.
No problem.
So that's the first allegations of violation of probation in this file. So the court does find it necessary to impose a cash bond to assure appearance of future court dates and for public safety. Mr. Cole will set this for hearing on August the 9th, this coming Monday, okay, with Judge Washington. And we'll set a 10,000, 10% bond. If you do post bond, you do a drug test within 24 hours of community corrections, okay?
Okay, so you say it's 10,000, 10%?
That's right, yep. Yep, so you need to post that as a $1,000 bond or with a bail bondsman.
Okay,
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 like I said, if you do post that, make sure you have to community corrections and drug test within 24 hours after getting out if you post a bond, okay?
okay.
All right, Ms. Cole, you're all set. Stay safe, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Harris.
You're welcome. You have a great day, Mr. Cole.
Okay, you too.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams. All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Your name, please?
Henry Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Appeal of State of Michigan versus Henry Williams, case number 21S00224. It's a misdemeanor charge that alleges on January 21st of this year in Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, on South Grove, at or near Service Drive. You did operate a motor vehicle under influence of alcoholic liquor and or having alcohol content of 0.08 grams or more per 100 milliliters of blood, which is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty if convicted of up to 93 days in jail, a maximum of $500 fine plus court costs and or 360 hours of community service, rehabilitative programs, vehicle immobilization, reimbursement of cost of prosecution, and emergency response, or a combination of those penalties. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Thank you. And count two, you did operate a motor vehicle at a time your driver's license was suspended or revoked, a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty if convicted of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine plus court costs, or both. You understand that?
yes.
Were you able to read and sign the advice of rights form?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question with regard to your rights?
No, sir.
Okay. Court's been provided information by the public defender collected from an interview with you earlier today, indicating your telephone number ends in 1041. Is that right?
Yeah, yes,
And you're living on South Hewitt?
yes,
Okay. And you have an email address that is ends in your last name at gmail.com. Is that right?
yes, sir.
Reason the court collects telephone and email addresses is the court may contact you in the future, either by text or email with information about your next court date. Is it okay for the court to use it for those purposes?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're currently unemployed and receiving no source of income at this time?
No, not right now.
Okay. Court will appoint the Washtenaw County Public Defender to represent you in this matter. How long have you been in jail now?
I'm not sure.
Just a day.
Yeah, arrested yesterday?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, all right. All right, Ms. Harris, are you addressing bond in this matter as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
You may proceed.
Thank you. In regards to bond, we are requesting a PR bond in this matter. I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Williams earlier. And I know this stemmed from a failure to appear on June the 11th, and I did speak with him about that matter. And that just came from an address change that he had, and he wasn't receiving any of his notices in which he was supposed to appear for court. He has changed addresses 3 times since then, and I did let him know that he should call the court to update them with a new address when he does change, so he doesn't have this problem again. I did receive great contact information from him, and he also told me that he doesn't have a problem with showing up to any of his future and upcoming court dates, and he will be able to receive those now that he has a great address and a phone number and email address on file. And for those reasons, we are requesting a PR bond.
Any other warrants?
No, Your Honor.
And how did you get arrested yesterday?
I'm not sure. How did you come into custody yesterday, Mr. Williams?
They picked me up on this and I believe another charge or something.
Okay. Where was that?
Near downtown in Slaney.
Okay. Did you get pulled over or something, or what happened?
Yeah.
Pulled
Till
over? Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Matter be set for pretrial here on September the 2nd at 9 a.m. via Zoom. Are you familiar with Zoom, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So court's going to mail you a notice. I mean, as Ms. Harris emphasized too, it's important that we have a good address for you. So
Okay.
if you do leave the South Hewitt address, let us know where you are. Court will mail notice to that South Hewitt address. That'll include the Zoom ID information for your hearing. If for any reason whatsoever you don't receive that information or don't have it as that court date approaches, you can always contact the court. The clerks can give you the information over the telephone as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a medical marijuana card?
Yes.
How long have you had it?
Like 8 months, maybe a little longer.
Okay. So it's valid today?
Yeah.
Okay. For what condition do you have it?
It was just to have it. Really, I haven't smoked since I was like 20, so
Okay. Well,
I just got it because my friend was getting it, so he's like, "Hey, man, so get yours." I was like, "Why not? It's free."
okay. Well, I won't get too far into the weeds on that, but there should have been a medical necessity for a medical marijuana card. At any rate, the court's going to set bond conditions. You're not to use or possess alcohol or illegal drugs. If you have a valid medical marijuana card and have valid medical purposes, you can utilize the medical marijuana as prescribed. But that is a result of a doctor-patient relationship, not something you just pick up online or just because your buddy is. So if you have a medical,
there was a reason for me to have it. I just
Okay.
excuse. There was a reason for me to have it. I just I don't smoke, so they use my medical reason, but it's not for me.
okay, all right. Well, if you're not using it, it's no big deal. But if you are using it, make sure it is in terms in compliant with that medical prescription. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. The conditions of no use, possession of drugs or alcohol be placed in what's called the Law Enforcement Information Network, meaning should you come into contact with the police, they would have access to that information. Should they witness or suspect a bond violation to have occurred, you would be arrested for that bond violation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you get pulled over and they smell alcohol on you, it's a straight to jail trip. You understand?
All right. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Ms. Harris, anything else on the conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All righty. Mr. Williams, you're released on a personal recognizance bond. Some of the conditions placed here on the record. Should you fail to appear for a court date on September 2nd at 9 a.m., a warrant could issue for your arrest. Understand when you do come to court via Zoom that we may have a large number of people in the virtual waiting room that you won't see. So we just ask that you remain patient until you're brought into the court environment, and make sure you stay near your phone. So when they do bring you your court environment, you're ready to go on your end. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're all set. Stay safe. Okay.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Go back to your attorney there, okay? Thank you.
So you ready for Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, come have a seat, please. How you doing, Judge?
Morning, Mr. Brown. How are you today?
Very
Good. All right, we have two matters here. People County Township. This is Devon Brown, case numbers 20T00101 and 20W001035B are the two misdemeanor charges. The first alleges that on January 24th of 2020 in Ypsilanti Township, Washington County, State of Michigan at 2515 East Ellsworth, you commit defensive retail fraud by stealing property belonging to Walmart. Say misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty if convicted of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine plus court costs, or both. You understand that? The other alleges that on February 11th of 2020 in Ypsilanti Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, on Grove at or near J, you did operate a motor vehicle at a time you do not have a driver's license on your person. A misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty if convicted of up to 90 days in jail, a $100 fine plus court costs, or both. You understand that?
Yes.
Were you able to read and sign the advice of rights form?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question with regard to your rights?
No, sir.
Court will stand mute to the charges, enter not guilty pleas as to each count, and take a petition for the public defender to represent you in this matter. Public defender provided the court with information indicating your telephone number ends in 7944. Is that right?
Yes.
And you currently do not have an email address. Is that correct?
Mailing address, I do.
You do have an email address? All right.
Oh,
What is
email
that?
address. Email address, no, not at the moment.
You don't have one right now? Okay. All right. And you live on Marcus Ave, is that right?
Yes, Ypsilanti.
All right. And currently collecting unemployment?
Yes, sir.
All right. Based upon the information provided, the court will appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. How long have you been in jail now, sir?
I've been about almost 24 hours.
Okay. Where'd you get arrested yesterday?
It's called in the local area, the Green. I didn't come to a complete stop at a stop sign. I got pulled over.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Ms. Harris, you addressing bond?
I'm here, Sharon, I am.
Go ahead.
In regards to bond, we are requesting a PR bond. I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Brown earlier today. I also did speak with him about the active post that he did have. I know that he's supposed to be seen this evening on another charge with the magistrate for a felony that he had a warrant for as well. And he also does have a few traffic holds with Detroit as well. And I also spoke with him about his failure to appear on these two matters as well. And when I did speak with Mr. Brown, he told me that he thought these cases were resolved or dropped. The last time that he said that he spoke with the public defender, that they told him that the charge would be dropped. And also, I know that he said that it was a co-defendant in one of his cases as well. And the charges were dropped with that person. So he assumed that his charges were dropped as well. And I told him that they weren't. So just to let him know that he should have received like a notice in the mail of his court dates. But I know that he said that he didn't receive those. And I also know with the driving while license suspended that he rescheduled that court date 6 times. So I'm not sure if he thought that he rescheduled one of those court dates and that it was for a later court date. But I know that he said that he doesn't have a problem with showing up for any of these upcoming and next court dates that he has to resolve these matters now that he knows that these charges are not dropped. And for those reasons, we are requesting a PR bond.
Okay. Mr. Brown, the court will set these both for pretrial hearing on September 14th at 9 a.m. via Zoom. It would be helpful if you had an email address before your next court date so the court can email you the information on that. If you do get an email address, you can call the court and just let the clerks know what it is and they'll take care of it from there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, release on a person recognizance bond. If you fail to appear for court date, a warrant would issue for your arrest again. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Brown. Stay safe, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.